actually what comes next in this article is related to that. Instead of having the band or a strap around your rib cage, we did that in class a couple of weeks ago, I think. We can just use our hands. Now, in the article that I'll send out to you, they're using like a tennis ball or something like that. But I'm going to kind of discourage you from going that route, because I think that I've got kind of a different take on it than some of these other practitioners may have about using tools to open up the body. I think what you're actually doing is opening up your brain and your nervous system with those, that you're not, you know, you're organic, you're biological, you're not a mechanical machine first and foremost, that something needs to be stretched, you know, unless you're having bones put back together, let's say, right? So let's do this. He uses a ball, but let's use our hand. Just bring your hand to the collarbone. So we'll use even both hands if you like, and just do a little massage there. So the article has exercises to help open up the muscles and at the top of the chest, under the arm, the underarm area, on the rib cage, and then the back rib cage. But we can just use our hands for that. So basically just rub or press into the chest on one side or the other. That's all you need to do in my book, which is not written yet. Just bring awareness to that area, and you try to breathe into that space. All right. I'm going to go ahead and mute now. And just by, this is what we often do to start a class, this rubbing action, right? It's sensory stimulation. It's letting your brain connect into those areas, those muscles in those areas, and therefore you're waking up your brain. You're what's the term we could say? It's remapping, refreshing your brain's body map. So it's as simple as that. Just any kind of light stimulation will be fine. The chest, those muscles. You can take a hand and just go under your armpit and just rub those side rib muscles up there. Or even kind of squeeze the arm down. I'll tilt the camera down. So you're just kind of gently pressing your muscles into the side ribs and just kind of firming your arm into your rib cage like that and breathing into that area. Like you're trying to expand out into your hand and your arm, get that little bit of resistance. And then try that on the other side. And notice if you feel a difference on one side or the other, if it's easier to breathe into that area on one side. We could even turn this into a little more active stretch. If you make a fist and put under your arm and then a little more actively close the arm down, you might get the bonus of a little stretch across the top of the shoulder and the side neck area there. And it opens up the shoulder joint a little bit too. In Anthony Bogart's book, he calls this exercise cracking the walnut. Like you've got a walnut under your armpit you're trying to crack. That's good. And then let's go on down and we'll just wrap your hands around your lower rib cage. You could do a little stimulation there too, a little rubbing. And then see if you can breathe into your hands there. You can slide your hands on around to the low back area. Now we probably can't get, actually you can see what you can get. It's just a shoulder warm up here. You could come from the bottom and up and do a little rub along the back ribs just to wake it up. Or you might come from the top down and see if you can rub a little bit between the shoulder blades and at the base of the neck as well. So you get those ribs up there high. So you're getting several. This is multitasking here. You're exercising your shoulders, stretching out the neck a little bit. You could add in some shoulder movements as well to get the shoulder blades sliding around on your back body. That's kind of the action they talk about when they bring the ball to take the ball to the wall and move it around your shoulder blades, but just being aware of your shoulder blades in themselves and sliding them around on your upper back. So you kind of wake up that area so the breath can move more freely into that part of your lungs. That's good. I think that's a great way to do what you don't have to get a ball to do that. All right. Just bring your hands into the heart and we'll do 1 Om with this fuller breath. Okay. Inhale. Out your heart. And you can release your hands, open your eyes. Okay. Along with diaphragmatic breathing, which is in that article, the next thing they would do is cat-cows. Huh, who would have thunk it, you know? Come to your hands and knees and move with your breath. Move along your spine, which is moving where your ribs wrap around into the back body and attach into your spine, as well as moving where the ribs wrap around into the front of the body and attach into the sternum, or they float freely at the lower ribs. So just do maybe 6 or 8 rounds of cat-cow here, okay? You know, some of the things that they talk about in terms of this diaphragmatic breath and these exercises in general that we're doing for the breath are, you know, immune system related, improving that function. You know, think of the cognitive benefits of more oxygenation for the brain. Think about how it, along with the immune system, it activates and enhances, we'll say, lymphatic drainage. So all those types of things as well. Okay, and not to mention, you know, the subtle body effects on the mind, the heart, emotions. All right, from here, let's do a little twist. We'll take the feet around to your left and walk your hands back, sit toward your right hip. I have to get oriented myself here today in these new locations, new digs. Take the shoulder back, twist around to the side. So getting a little gentle stretch around the diaphragm, the rib cage that we warmed up there at the beginning. Think of a full breath being a deep breath that goes from the top down into the lower ribs and the lower part of the lung, belly. Okay, we'll come back around, we'll walk out, swing the feet to the other side, and sit back. Long spine, so you've got space for the breath, and we'll twist around to your left. And good, we'll come back into the center. We'll come back to all fours, and finally, let's just come up to standing, and we'll do just another minute or two here of poses, okay? The little dog here, he's young, small, cute as I'll get out. He's got a howl and a voice on him like a mad dog, you know? All right, that's good. Let's just come and we'll roll the shoulders back and we'll breathe a little bit here, okay? Feet are parallel. We'll inhale, lift up through the inner body, look up. Exhale, shoulders forward, look down, stretch the upper back between the shoulder blades. Again, inhale. Exhale. Think of that quiet breath too. Inhale. Exhale. We'll come back to neutral spine and we'll bend the knees slightly and just do a little bounce. Let the whole body shake and relax. Okay, let's do some arm swings now. So let the spine rotate a little bit. Continue to allow your shoulders to relax. All right, we'll do the next pose that's in the article. So we step out to the wide stance with the feet parallel to each other. You can even point your toes in a little bit if you like to do it that way. A lot of people like to point the toes in. Kind of widens the backs of the legs. You get a little more inner rotation in the hips. Sometimes that helps to make the hamstring stretch a little more accessible. We'll take the hands to the hips, long spine, and then bow forward. Let the heart lead the way. You can bend your knees if that's better for you. And then bring your hands down to the floor. You can also use blocks there if you like. Okay. We'll take 3 or 4 breaths here. That's good. We'll bring the hands back to the hips, look forward, and continue to come all the way back up. We'll step back to mountain pose. I think I've got enough room here to swing my arms up. In mountain pose, feet again are parallel. With your soft, quiet inhale, stretch your arms up. And exhale. So now you're more actively stretching those areas under the arms, for instance. And then at the top, we'll hold the left wrist. We'll stretch that side a little more, bend to your right. We'll come back up, switch wrists, over to the other side. Good. Inhale up, come back to mountain pose. Sit back down. That'll be the practice for this morning. We'll sit briefly after all these exercises. Our meditation this morning, you can think of it as much a concentration exercise as a meditation. Could be a meditation though. So we'll simply lengthen through the spine so we're back to our posture. Relax your shoulders, close your eyes, relax your jaw. And we'll just observe the breath. Simple as that. Okay. Just for about a minute. And maybe you're bringing the breath gently, quietly, a little deeper down into the lungs, toward the abdomen. The diaphragm's a little more active, but it can still be a quiet, soft breath. We'll bring our hands to Anjali Mudra. We'll use this breath awareness to invigorate our mantra, our Om, for the week, for the day. Inhale. Namaste. All right. Turn the volume on here.